Hello viewers, welcome to the Spotlight series where the spotlight shines bright on creatives who light up our world. I am your host, J J CHUKWUMA. I am thrilled to bring you intimate conversations with talented individuals who inspire us through music, comedy, entrepreneurship, or even leadership. Join me as we explore into their journey. Today we are shining the light on John Chops, who is a baker, a chef, an event caterer, and also a restaurant consultant. Before I introduce John Chops, let me tell you a story of how I got to know about him. John Chops is a person I've been following for a while on social media, but I first got to hear about him from an event he sponsored. I think it's a Mr. and Miss Ipswich event far back when I was in the university, and I've always wanted to know who is this John Chops sponsoring a major university event. Luckily enough, I have him in the studio this evening. John Chops, good evening.
Good evening, and thank you for having me.
Welcome
John.
to the Spotlight series.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here with you
Let's
today.
get into the world of John Chops. Kindly introduce yourself. Who is John Chops? What is John Chops?
Okay, thank you very much. My name is John Wankwego. I'm a chef currently, and I'm a food creative per se, and I love to play big in the food industry. So John Chop as a brand is into fast food, bakery, restaurant, and event catering generally. So recently we are gradually venturing into beverages, processing of beverages and packaging too. So that's basically the scope of what we do in John Chop.
So John Chops, what sparked about your passion for cooking? Cooking is like something that, when growing up, it's a woman's duty.
Actually.
Now you're a man and you're cooking. Why? Why did you choose cooking of all things?
Well, it's crazy, and if I'm being honest, I wouldn't say I was passionate about cooking from onset. It's a mixture of circumstance and circumstance being that I'm the first child in my family, and I had this responsibility of providing,
Yes.
like trying to cooking, doing my mom's duty somewhat. Then when we were younger too, my mom owned a restaurant. Let me even call it a mama put per se. So then I was in, I think, primary school, getting to secondary school. So I joined her in the shop. I never knew I would ever do anything about food.
Yeah.
So, but circumstance again, because in the university, I got into the university in 2015. Okay, the first course I ever tried to study in the university. Then Sapa came. So that was how the whole thing started. And okay, telling the story word for word, a friend of mine got me my first ever birthday cake in 2017, I think in 2016. So while we went to book the cake from a baker, it was a woman. So I got interested. I now asked her a simple question, just like food is all about, we ascribe it to the woman's thing, especially in this part of the world. I asked her, ma, please, can a man be a baker? She started laughing. I was like, is my question so crazy that you're laughing? She told me that she was based in Port Harcourt, and over there in Port Harcourt, there are more guys even baking than there are ladies. So, but I was in Ebonyi. All my life I've been in Ebonyi. So, but it's struck a chord, and since then I told her, okay, I'll come back, and one thing led to another. I came back, paid for her class as at then, and gradually started learning.
That's a wonderful story. It's always beautiful to. I'm always excited when I see men that can cook. Even though I'm not a very good cook, so it excites me when I see men that don't just cook, are doing extraordinary things like you're doing in the catering industry. When you are introducing yourself, I expected that you introduce yourself as doctor.
No go there.
Because I know I did my homework. You are a medical student.
Yes.
So how do you? I know how which word will I use? I know that to be a medical student is not easy.
Yeah,
The workload is too much.
It's a lot.
To be a caterer, also the workload is too much. So how do you balance medicine and catering and your brand, John Jobs?
Well, it's been a crazy ride, for lack of a better word to use. It's been crazy. It's been adventurous. There's been a lot of ups and downs from 2017 when I got admission to study medicine till now. I used to tell myself I've never really had a good rest, and especially trying to build a business. And eventually, the kind of business I chose is now one that is requiring labor, requiring time, requiring energy, requiring resources. So it requires almost every factor of production. So it's been, but right now, I think I am proud of myself that I never gave up along the journey. So medicine being a very jealous cause, and then the food industry being a jealous one too. But we've been pushing it, and there's never been a thing like balance. Balance is, at first, I tried to strike a balance, and it wasn't working. So I had to, have a meeting with myself and agree that there is nothing like a work-life balance. There's never a balance. So what I had to do was, at every point in time, I had to make decision every day. Like, it's everyday thing. I constantly make decisions, even in fact, right now, then it was slow, but right now I just have to wake up and then split a lot of things, put things in order of preference and tick off the boxes. Sometimes it goes well, other times it goes bad, but we continue to learn. And
so you're trying to tell me that it's possible to be a medical student and still own a business. It's crazy. I have a sister that is a medical student, and it's like her whole life
is all about medical
academics.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's all about medicine. Yeah. So for you, it's possible to do the two.
Well, if I did it to this point, I would say it's possible, because it's possible. But I won't lie. In medical school, not a lot of persons know this, but I've failed a lot of times. But when it comes to the reality of life is all about failing and succeeding. Like, you can't continue to succeed without failing. In fact, sometimes I believe if you continue to succeed without failing, you are doing something wrong. So, but over time, I've come to also realize that this medicine we are talking about, I'm training to be a medical doctor, and I know that practicing is not even a jolly ride.
Yes.
So there will be a lot of, so I just took it as, let me CHUKWUMA train myself for the reality ahead. So it is possible, but if you have other alternatives, just focus on medicine.
So what I understand from my guest is that a life you can fail, but see that failure as a drive to be successful.
Exactly.
Right. Mm-hmm. So have you had challenges so far in your journey? How have you managed these challenges?
I've had a lot of challenges. One of the biggest challenge is that I'm a student. Let me not say I was a student, because I'm still a student. So being a student and running a business is already a big challenge on its own. Then running a business in our country, our beautiful country, is another challenge on its own.
Yes.
Then running a business that requires consumables. My business is such that if a client pays, inside the payments, there is a factor of production there. We have to buy raw materials, we have to convert those raw materials to finished products ready for consumption. So, currently, this year alone, there's been crazy fluctuation in prices. Take, for instance, a bag of flour from last 2 months to now have gone from 50-something thousand to about 62, 63, 64,000.
That's a lot.
So a crate of egg currently, like today I was at the market, I bought at 5,500. And when this year, 2024 started, we were buying around 3,500. So you could see the disparity in the prices. Filling of gas, all of these things are stuff that we use every day, we consume every day. So the price fluctuation affects patronage. And you know, when you're not getting steady patronage as a business, there's a huge probability that your business will tank. So all of these challenges are things that you have to continue to innovate every day. So every day, every working day is a challenging day. That's just the thing. But over time, I'm glad that I'm a kind of person that I love to learn. So each time these challenges come, I don't just see it as, you guys give up or no.
Yes.
It as they come, I try to look for ways to, maneuver. And sometimes, they say necessity is the mother of innovation, something like that. So it becomes necessary that you have to survive. So because of, by virtue of survival, you have to continue to innovate. Yeah.
So viewers, in case you have challenges in your business now, just like our guest has said, continue to strive. Eventually you will survive.
Exactly.
So please, viewers, don't forget to like, comment, and click the notification button. Most importantly, subscribe to this channel so that we can give you more interesting episodes of the Spotlight series. So moving forward, John Chops, I know you're a social media person and we are in the social media, I can say we're a social media generation.
Yes.
So how have you leveraged social media in your business? Have you used it to boost sales or to boost your business?
Well, 80% of our customer base as a business came from social media,
Wow.
if not 90%. Because in a day, in our physical space, the place we are located currently, I would say that the person, we have more orders coming from online than even what we sell in the store.
Yes.
So when I realized this, over time, it wasn't intentional, it was just, let's post it online.
Yes.
But when I realized that, I go to a place and people call me Jump Chop instead of my name, and I've never met these persons, I've never had interactions with them. It's probably because they had our product somewhere.
Yes.
They ate it somewhere, or they saw it somewhere, or they saw it online. And sometimes our products are those ones that somebody might see it today and be like, I go plan buy them. Then eventually you plan and
like myself, I've been planning the banana cake. That banana cake, I've seen it enough. I said I will buy it.
So when they eventually buy, you realize that it might be a post you made some 2-3 weeks, 3 months ago. Even currently, I made a post on I Hear Boy, I think a week ago, and I saw some persons coming to post our product on the comment section that, I bought it somewhere and it's nice.
Yes.
I don't know these persons. And those that day alone, I got about 5 to 10 orders from. Now the post, I wasn't advertising our product. I was just asking for a recommendation, and people converted it to
a sales
post. Yes. So we made sales. Now, some persons clicked, my profile to check it out. And on my I'm very intentional about my Facebook page per se. So I do not post. Yes, if names are coming, it is a strategy.
Yes.
You understand? Because the name might just be to tell people that I can be lively, or I'm not just about business.
Yeah.
And the next thing that follows is business post. And exactly, I share my thoughts as well. I try to share my experiences to help other persons who might actually learn a thing or two from my experiences. So over time, I've realized that, in fact, if I'm making a budget for advert or to promote our business, I think social media will take about 50%, and every other form of advertisement will take the remaining 50%.
Wow.
So
that means social media is actually...
I can't do without it.
Wow.
Currently. I can't do without it.
So you prefer to advertise in the social media than even the traditional media?
Of course. It's cheaper, one. It takes less energy. Okay, take for instance, we are trying to form a distributing network for our banana bread, and it will take me transportation fare to go to stores to tell them about the product so that they will take it and help us in distribution. But if it were on social media, I stay in my house, think up a strategy that will help me make a post that will reach people. The only thing is, yes, there are disadvantages of using social media, in the sense that there are a lot of scams online.
Yeah.
So people will not trust you. A lot of persons will continue to speculate and all of that. But if people should meet our product physically, it is aesthetically appealing. It has very good aroma. So these two things alone attract people to the product. So about social media, you have to do good picture, good video, and all of those things. But if you tell me to choose, I'll still choose social media over and over again.
Over any other avenue.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So moving forward, how do you ensure, you just made mention of the fact that your products are perishable products.
Yes, yeah.
So how do you ensure quality control? How do you ensure that what you're sending out have high standards?
There are many ways actually that one can ensure quality control, which for the want of time I might not go into. But one of the things that I've over time learned in food business that ensures or keeps me in track is experience. I'm a kind of person that can go around Abakaliki eating people's bread just because I want to understand why the customers are buying that bread.
Wow.
You understand? I'm a kind of person that would want to have a restaurant experience if there's a new restaurant in town because I want to understand why people are trooping in there. You understand? So that is what experience has taught me. It is unlike maybe other businesses. You can think up an idea and start to map out, your customer segment and, eventually unleash the product and people will start buying. But experience has taught me that anytime I bring out a product, I am the first tester. But before me, even while I'm the first, is a small group of persons that I'm going to sample that product with. You understand? Then another thing that ensures quality control is that the environment where we do our production is in fact, I take care of it more than I take care of my house because I have to ensure that it is always in very optimum condition. Because one, if the place is not taken care of, if you cook food or let's say we make bread and distribute, the shelf life of the bread will be reduced because you've already exposed it to, bacteria or molds that will grow on the bread. So first of all, our place of production is always clean. Then the people that work with us, we try to ensure that they are persons who are very particular about their hygiene. Your fingernails always trimmed, even steady, you have to trim. I have to watch you trim it. Then the clothes you wear to work, our uniform and all of those things. So we try at every point, from staffing, environment, packaging, at every point of the way.
One thing I like about your brand is your brand.
We try to be very particular about it because in the food industry, people's eye eats first.
Yes.
That's just the first place I eat. Then when their eye finish eating, if they're in close proximity with the product, their nose eats, then eventually their hands and their mouth
starts eating. That's interesting. One thing we have not said in the program is that you reside in Abakaliki.
Of course.
You have said it earlier, that you have lived all your life in Abakaliki.
Yeah.
And I can understand how difficult it can be to grow this kind of business in Abakaliki. Has living in Abakaliki affected your growth in the catering industry?
Well, it's difficult to measure because I've not lived elsewhere.
Yes.
So, but my yardstick is when I see some of my friends who probably left here for other states because they feel it's better. Then again, some other states, let's use PH for instance, have more HNIs, high net worth individuals than a state like Ebonyi. So that alone, okay, I'm a person who I'm building my brand to be a luxury brand. Right. You understand? Right. Yeah, I could easily make bread that everybody can afford
to buy.
But at the same time, I'm intentional about what we are building. So now, as I'm building a luxury brand in a place like Ebonyi, it can be quite challenging. In fact, it has been quite challenging. So, I know somebody who makes banana bread in Port Harcourt. The size we sell 2,500, he sells 3,500. Wow. And then when I check the cost of raw materials, the disparity is not even much. To say that, it's because the products are costlier, that's why he's selling costlier. You get?
Yeah.
So now if you put in a lot of, let's take for instance, I'm going to buy milk that I want to use. Milk has quality. If you go for the best quality, it will definitely get best product outcome. But then you have to sell higher. You can't be comparing yourself. Okay, somebody who uses a milk that is sold a pack for 2,000 naira and somebody who uses milk that is sold a pack for maybe 500 naira or 700 naira. You can't compare the outcome of the product as much as you want to be able to compare how much both of them should sell. So it becomes a problem. Okay, we go to stores to supply our product, and some of the store owners will start telling us, people will buy this thing for this Abakaliki.
Yeah.
So, but from experience, I will just simply, I trust my products. I know the effort I've put in. I know how much I've studied customer segmentation. I will just tell you, take this product, sell it. If you don't sell it, I'll come and take the remaining one. And over time, if I do it with 5 persons, I would eventually only go back to one place and hear a negative story. So it's over. And I just realized that, okay, even while people complain, somebody might be coming to you every day to buy something cheap. Let's say our meat pies. The person will be telling you, sell them cheap now, sell them cheap now. You now start looking for ways. People are complaining a lot. But I've learned that my focus is not those who are complaining. I believe my customers are somewhere.
Yeah.
So instead of just allowing those people to complain and configure my mindset, I just step out of my zone, my comfort zone, and go to look for those persons that I believe want those products and the quality that I'm making.
That's interesting.
So yes, I'm facing that challenge of doing business in Abakaliki, but gradually, sometimes the wave of change comes, and those who have persevered eventually become the top guns
in the industry. That's interesting. In your business so far, have you gotten any support systems? Maybe like grants, the government wants to look into your business. Is there any support system you have gotten so far?
Well, thinking back, we've never really received any major support. But this year, we've we put a proposal that we are officially wanting to expand our business. So we'll be reaching out to some investors. We've tried applying for grants, and grants funding, sometimes it will favor you, other times it won't favor you. But we are not backing out. Even recently, I just paid for a class to learn how to pitch and apply for grants. So we'll continue looking for all those assistance. So this year, we'll be looking for investors to invest in our business and own part of our business. And yeah, we've gotten some persons, investing in the business. Well, we hope for more because of
maybe somebody watching might get it.
It's even a good way. Please guys to come. We have a lucrative business, and we wouldn't mind sharing our business profits with you. We wouldn't mind you owning our business with us. So we are currently looking to expand. We are currently expanding as we speak. Yes.
So John Chops, I know in every business there are always criticisms. There are always people that want to complain. Have you had experiences like that people criticize you and say this is what what I ordered versus what I bought, that kind of stuff? Have you got some challenges like that, and how did you handle them?
Starting out, we faced a lot of criticism. In fact, currently on my Facebook page, but it should be down. I've rendered public apology.
Yeah, I know I saw something like that.
I've rendered public apology. Now it's a thing of experience too. When you are starting out in something, a lot of stones will be thrown at you. In fact, lemons will be thrown at you. But over time, experience will teach you how to make them into lemonade.
Yes.
So we've faced a lot of people will order something, then you put effort, you deliver. Then the temptation there was, I'm trying everything possible to have customers. So if anybody comes along, even when I see that this thing is not going to favor me, maybe the pricing, I'll be like, give it to me, let me do the job. And I'll do the job. And eventually, when you don't deliver, this person would rain all sort of courses on you. And the person will forget for the moment that they actually priced you down. Now that was the point where I didn't really place premium on what I do, and it affected me very well. I can recount a lot of experiences where it affected me. So when I came to the realization that I need to change the way we do things, it started Last year I made a list of jobs I rejected and I never regretted them.
So what you do is that if you cannot do something, you don't.
We have standards.
Yes, you have standards.
We have standards. So now this standard, we now have substandard as far. If this thing doesn't work the way we want it, this is the least level we can go. Now, at that point, I've accepted that, okay, I will take some losses or I will reduce my profit margin and deliver this job. Because as much as I'm placing premium, I'm also trying to, continue serving customers.
Yes,
because
also
getting profits at the same time. Because I understand the kind of place I am. It's a place where you have to continuously prove your mettle. A place where you have to continuously show people that, I'm active or I do or bring job. And you can't be saying bring job when you are not doing any job.
Yes.
It's when you constantly show that you are doing, even if it's small. When you constantly show people that, I'm doing something every day, they will bring that big job and come. So I've lost money through criticism. How did I lose money? You are doing a job and they felt, okay, they are not satisfied and they have to cut the contract. That you even have to refund some part of the money. So, but that was for 4 years ago. But it has never happened again because we've set standard operating procedure, standard pricing procedure. So if it doesn't meet our standard, we'll let you go. We can even refer you to someone else if you so wish. But what I currently do is to give you exact picture of what you're going to receive or exact description of the service you're going to receive. So you hold me by my word, then I try to deliver.
So what you're also trying to say that criticism is part of business.
Yes.
It always happens.
Yes.
It's how you then handle it.
How you handle it. In fact, because I've learned over time that criticism is a major part of business growth. I've even started, like, when I deliver a product, there are some customers that if you deliver your product, they'll give you review immediately. There are some that they will enjoy the product and then relax. They will not give you review. So I've learned how to even reach out to such kind of persons. Hello, you ordered something from us today. How was it? I'm not scared whether you tell me it's good or it's bad. But over time, I've gotten positive reviews. But I dig deeper because there are some persons who are good food critics. So when I find out these people put in money now. So I should be able to open my mind to them criticizing my product. And over time, I take people's criticism, I consider it, I weigh it, and we try to work on it. And
like
our product become better. Exactly.
That's interesting. So John Chops, in a case a young person is watching us at the moment and he or she has plans to start a new business, especially when it comes to the catering line, what would be your advice for such a person?
Well, from my experience, I would say first of all, learn. Learn. But in learning, most persons find it difficult to learn because of the finance. But in a situation where you cannot pay for what you want to learn, there are many ways of paying. You could pay with money, you could pay with your time. Find companies, find industries, find brands that you believe you can be instrumental to, offer to work with them. Actually devote your time to working with them. There is not, if you actually are active and participatory, you will garner a lot of experiences that even theory will never teach you.
Yeah.
It's hands-on. This one will be, I think I know how to bake bread. I've seen people bake bread before, then they tell you to bake and you can't do it. So you need to learn, be dedicated, serve others, and eventually you would learn.
So you believe in voluntary?
Of course. In every and any way possible to learn. Any way legal, just learn.
So before you start business, try at least.
Yes. Why I said so is because it's usually easier to follow somebody. They used to say, if you want to pass through fire, ask those who pass through it, and they will tell you how hot it is.
Yeah.
So it's always to cut corners, to make the curve. All those experiences I shared, how we had criticisms that it's not like you will avoid criticism entirely, but all those monies we lost, all those relationships, the bridges we bond
Yes.
because of not satisfying people well. Because in this business, it's a business where if you serve one customer well, that customer will bring you 10
more customers.
You understand?
Yes.
Then if you serve a customer badly, that customer will deny you 100 more. So if you learn, you shorten
some of these things.
Some of the bad experiences, you shorten the length of time it will take you to scale or to break even. So the learning time actually goes a long way to determine if you will succeed in the business or not.
That's interesting. So I know John Chops is coming from somewhere and they have gotten somewhere. Where do you see John Chops in the nearest future? What are your plans to take the brand to the next level?
Well, gradually, our dreams are gradually, coming to fruition. By the day, every day, it's becoming a reality, despite the challenges that we face every day. But I see Jump Chop becoming a household name. Household name in the sense that I'm looking at a future where people say it is our product or it is nothing. So that is where we want. We want a situation where people will trust our brand and speak for us in rooms where we are not.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
That's interesting. So viewers, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notification buttons to get more of this interesting episode of Spotlight Serials. So we are going to be going into the next segment of this series. John Chops, we are going to be playing a very small game. So I'll be asking you questions and you will decide between this and this which you prefer. So Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Coke. I'm a Coke person too. Bread or shawarma?
Bread.
Bread. Chelsea or Man U?
Man U.
Jollof rice or fried rice? Jollof or rice. Okay. Finally, whiskey or Davido?
Davido, steady. Yeah, Davido.
So this is where we'll be wrapping up today's episode of Spotlight Serials. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of John Chops. Remember that Spotlight is not just for a moment, it's a movement that we plan to use to inspire us to shine our own light. If you have loved this episode so far, make sure to like, to subscribe, and to click on the notification button so that you get notified of our subsequent episodes. John Chops, thank you for joining us today.
For having me. I really enjoyed my time here. Thank
You're
you very
welcome.
much.
Thank you. See you next week.